Today's video is brought to you by Beavis just after waking up. So today is another one nail per video. I am trying to be conscious about how much time my hand spends in the lamp because I feel like I got it sunburned during the beginning of Spooktober when I was just figuring out how I wanted to format these videos. So any new product that I want to try out, I'm going to test it first on a nail to see if it has any special technique or finessing. You didn't hear that. Or finessing that needs to be done. And today's new product is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen? It's a little ombre tool for ombres. Ombres, auras. I have done them in the past with brushes and bigger makeup sponges. But I've seen this little tool go around everywhere and it feels like a better way to not get gel on this hand because instead of holding the sponge, you have a tool for it. So I want to try this out today, and no surprise to literally anyone, if I'm testing a product, it's going to be an eyeball. I don't know, eyeballs are just my comfort design. If I ever want to do something that I know that I'm going to be good at, like right off the cuff, it's going to be an eyeball. I just saw this design as well from a TikTok user. I will credit them on screen. I'm gonna do it a little differently, I think, but the placement and design is pretty much the same. I'm running out of my Goy polish, my black Goy polish, so I'm gonna have to get more. I'm actually becoming really interested in Goy polishes just because, first of all, love their bottles. Very easy way to get me to buy a product, to have good packaging design. Second of all, I've loved every single Goy product that I've used, and I just bought their nail drill and tried that out, and I also loved it. It's the best nail drill I've ever had. So I think whenever I'm done with this black, I might order like a starter kit. Do they have starter kits? I hope so, because I would love to try just a variety of their products without committing to like a full-size bottle. All right, so I've wiped off the tacky layer, but I think I'm going to transition this onto the Cursed palette because I want to do an ombre. I think I'm just gonna put the gel polish directly on this because I covered up. Okay, hold on. How do we feel about this background? I personally love it. I think having the lights from my camera flashing onto this bright gray surface was a little blinding, and I feel like the black is more muted. I like it more, but let me know what you think. I did already wipe off the tacky layer from the black gel. I've always done ombres over top a tacky layer, and maybe that's why it didn't work, but we're about to find out. I foresee a couple of problems, but I think we can work around it. Okay, I just kept going and going, and this is where we're at now. Ignore any hair you might see in it. I'm not wiping it off. But honestly, that is, for a first attempt, that's fantastic. Compared to what I have on my nails now, this was done with blooming gel, and this is done with the Aura sponge. Okay, right off the cuff, I quite like it. The unevenness, the spread of it is definitely user error. It is not sponge error. I just haven't done this in a long time, but I definitely think I preferred this much more than the blooming gel. Also, I complained about it in the video where I did these nails, which I still love. I'm going to be replacing tomorrow, so look forward to that. But I don't like the just bulk that the blooming gel added to the fingers. I always tried to do a thin layer, but no matter what, you're still adding gel on gel and it still bulks it up pretty much. But with just this method, it honestly doesn't really add anything. It still looks pretty flat, which is very desirable, especially if you're going to do nail art or sculpting on top, which is going to add a lot more bulk to the nail. So this is definitely a great tool. I'll be the first. Ooh, oh my gosh, this would be actually really good at making fog. About like doing different levels of, or clouds. Oh my gosh, I'm derailing. That's such a good idea. Wow, okay. That's also such a good use for this tool. Wow, okay. That is fantastic. I love that. Okay, so Next, we're going to bust out the dreaded solid nail glue and take a still incorrect scooping tool. Ooh, I'm running out on this too. Good to know. That is honestly way too much. My idea for this is to just take that gel, smear it around. Honestly, this could be a fantastic heart too. It doesn't have to be an eyeball, but I wanted to do an eyeball today because eyeballs are my safety design. Once I get that where I want it, I'm going to take a larger ballpoint tool and just kind of carve out the middle in a circular motion. I'm gonna carve out a little place for my eyeball to sit. I've been really curious about this lime green polish, so I'm also going to try this out today. Polish, you're a powder. It is raining so much right now and it's making me so eepy. It's definitely the beginning of fall. It's such a vibe. But when it's also such a vibe, it's also making me tired. Normally I would do a white circle, paint it with some gel in the middle, and then do the pupil and stuff like that. But because there's no eyelids on this today, we're just going to go in with some Sui gel and take a little ball of it out for the eyeball. Because it's gonna be no lids, it'll be protruding out the top. So a decent amount. That is actually a pretty good ball. Okay, that required a lot less finessing than I thought, but that's good because I didn't want to mess with that too long. As is tradition, I'm going to use my favorite red jelly polish from Beetles, and I'm going to go around the edges a little bit with it and stipple it around, because if there's no lids to protect it from the elements, it's going to be a little irritated. And then I'm going to go back in with some alcohol and kind of dilute it because the brush strokes are a bit too obvious. But it's okay if there's darker areas than the others because it's an eyeball and eyeballs have blood vessels and you can see them when they pop. So this is pretty true to life. After that, I'm going to go in with some of my, I don't know what color this is. It feels like a green, but it also looks like blue. Did I just describe teal? Anyways, I'm going to make the iris with this. I have this green cat eye polish from Mishu, so I think I'm gonna go in because this feels like it feels like a pretty decent match to the base color. Just a little bit darker, but I think I like the contrasting greens. But maybe I don't like this blue, teal, green iris. Something to give you nightmares? After that, I'm going to just pop the pupil in the middle. Oh, that was a gross way to say that. I'm going to put the pupil in the middle of the eyeball where it belongs. And that's the completed nail. I think that this is really simple and yet really cool. I think it would also benefit from having a sister eyeball right here. And or, ooh, what's that? What's the creature from the new Alien show that has like the split pupil or like the eyeball that's duplicating itself? I think that could also be very cool, having just a second eyeball in the making. Ooh, that would be fun. Okay, anyways, this is the completed nail. I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you're into that sort of thing, and I will see you in the next one.